Hello, friends. Welcome to a new expedition for our podcast. We are Jason and Austin from the Frontline Fantasy Football Podcast. Almost forgot the name there for a second. And today, we're on a voyage to trek new lands. What we're doing here today is we were starting a YouTube series from our podcast telling you the players you want on a weekly basis. This is just going to be a very quick and observational walkthrough of the people you're going to want to start. So I'm going to pass it over to Jason.
A quick walkthrough.
Yeah, and I'm going to pass it to Jason, who's going to give us a little more knowledge, a little more insight into what you should do for this week.
What my co-host is talking about, basically we just want to talk about people we want to start, people we want to sit. That's basically all we're going to do with
and
the YouTube
fantasy
page.
Football.
Well, that is for fantasy football.
For the National Football League, 10-team standard scoring league.
It's just going to be a quick YouTube video. Hopefully the YouTube videos will end up being quicker than this actual video because of Austin's 2-minute intro. So Austin, you want to start us off with your first start, or do you want me to?
I'm going to pass it back to you.
So obviously we're not going to pick the main players on each team. We're going to try and pick people that you wouldn't normally think about. So for my first start, I'm going to say Jeremy Langford. The Jets allowed 75 receptions to running backs last year, and I think Jeremy Langford could come in big this week.
I'm loving Matt Stafford as a quarterback pick for this week, playing against the Colts' decimated secondary and just overall terrible defense. Would not surprise me if he's looking at the 4 to 5 touchdowns this week.
And then my second start of the week would be Jeremy Maclin versus the Chargers. I think they're going to force feed him the ball, and the Chargers' defense has historically not been very good.
My player for this week, my second player, is actually going to be RG3. I really like the matchup against Philly this week, and I think he has a chance to really surprise a lot of people. So I'm banking on RG3 this week in a deeper league or maybe in some DFS.
I don't agree with that, but
a couple players I don't like for this week. I don't like any Bengals running backs. Obviously, with the question mark for AJ Green with his health and playing a tough New York Jets defense, he's the one guy for this week, or both the guys that I'm really not feeling strong about at the running back position.
Well, if we're going to call out running backs, we might as well call out the Patriots and the Lions running backs, because we do not like anybody from them. Amir Abdullah is not going to have a good game, and LeGarrette Blount or James White, we don't actually know who's going to start.
My second dislike for this week is I really don't like Jonathan Stewart this week going up against the Broncos. I feel like he's going to get smothered by Von Miller and the rest of the line there. I would not be looking to play him, obviously, outside of a flex position.
For my second sit of the week, I'm going to call out all the Cardinals wide receivers: Larry Fitzgerald, Michael Floyd, and John Brown. Nobody knows if John Brown is actually going to play this week due to a concussion, and you don't know which wide receiver is going to end up scoring the most points.
And this concludes Episode 1. We promise there will be better production value on the following episodes, as well as better content, as we were a little pressed for time this week. So stay tuned. Don't judge us off this episode, and make sure to leave hateful comments down below.
Follow us on Twitter at FrontlineFF, and you can also find our podcast on iTunes. It's just Frontline Fantasy Football. Thanks for watching.
Love you.